Alright guys, what is going on? It is Christian here and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel today. Now, why am I doing this video? Well, I am comparatively, I know a lot about this industry. I know boxing. I've been watching boxing for 2 decades now. That's probably longer than most of you have been alive. And also, I know a lot about the guys that were involved in today's event. I know about how confident they are and everything around what's going on and who really thinks that they can win. So make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe for more content like this around these creators. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting today. So if you could drop a subscription, that'd be great. It's 100% free, as you know, and a like will really help as well. Without further ado, I'm going to do a couple of short and quick ones, and I'm going to analyse the later ones a little bit more, starting with Momo and Rossi. I think Rossi's going to win that fight. I'm not going to give too much detail on these ones. Raka versus Scarce. I think Raka's going to win. FaZe Sensei versus Overflow. I'm going to go for FaZe Sensei, and the reason why is because he's got boxing experience. Overflow does have martial arts experience. FaZe Sensei looks ripped. He's in much better physical condition than Overflow, who looks decent. I think this is going to be a it might be technically the fight of the night. Next fight, Call Me Ham versus Drizzy Jeremy. Now, Drizzy didn't turn up to the weigh-in yesterday. He turned up like 3 hours late, Ham said, and as a result, I don't really know why that is. I'm going to go for Ham. Ham has previous boxing experience. He's not the fittest of the two if you look at them physically, but as I say, you can't teach experience. He hits hard. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is if it's 6 3-minute rounds, which I think it is across the card, that if it goes past like 2 or 3, might be a bit physically demanding for both of them. I don't know why Drizzy wasn't at the weigh-in. As I say, he turned up 5 minutes before he was supposed to go on, and they wouldn't let him on, so Ham was stuck there by himself. I'm going to go Ham. I really want Ham to win as well, so yes, good luck to Ham on that. Right, and now we get into a bit more detail. Gib versus Jay. Jay of TGF Bro. Gib, very prominent YouTuber and fantastic boxer, coached by Vidal Riley, who also coaches KSI, and JMX. A very good boxer. I don't know whether you saw on KSI, I don't know whether you saw Can't Lose, but he sparred Gib, and I would give the edge to Gib in that spar from what we saw anyway. Maybe that was intentional, but Gib is a very strong fighter. Shape wise as well, body shape, obviously that's not everything, but body shape, he's got better body and better abs and stuff than Jay. I think Gib's going to win this one. I think we might even see a knockout. When I say knockout, it could be a technical knockout, which is 3 standing counts, which counts as a technical knockout. We might see that in this fight. I'm going to go Gib to win this one. JMX versus Coach Richard. Now this is interesting. Coach Richard was JMX's old personal trainer, and Coach Richard also has experience at the Olympics as an athlete. Yeah, so technically by all accounts, Richard should beat JMX. However, JMX is not only taller, he's got the weight, he's got the reach, he has previous boxing experience at this level. He beat Mike Fox in the last one with 1 arm. He's shaped up so much more this time around. I know he's really prepared. Vidal, I know that he's got them into shape, really good shape. I know that they're convinced, Gib, JMX and KSI, that none of these guys from this camp are going to lose, because it was a really hard camp. This one is really tough, and it's probably one of the ones that I'm least sure about. Now, I'm gonna go for JMX. JMX is playing it down. He's saying that if Coach Richard loses, that he's gonna need to reevaluate stuff that's going on, because, you know, he's an athlete, he's a PT. Yeah, honestly, I think that this one might come down to the reach that JMX has over Coach Richard. If he can utilise the jab, JMX, which I think Vidal would have instilled in him, just utilising that jab, keeping Coach Richard away, then the damage that Richard can do is going to be pretty limited on the inside. If he hits some moves, this could be a points decision to JMX. Also got a big hit on him as well. He's got a haymaker. JMX that has been, well, that we didn't really see last time around because he couldn't use his shoulder. Right, now we move on. Deji versus Jake Paul. Oh, wow, okay, so I'd be lying to myself if I thought that anyone other than Jake was going to win this. I think his camp has been harder. I think Deji isn't in the shape that he wanted to be. I believe that the stuff surrounding Vidal has got more layers to it that people have probably seen for themselves. He's obviously moved back to up north, I think it's north, yeah, when he didn't feel like he was getting the support from the people in the Simon house. I don't think his camp has gone as well as it could have, and I think Jake's has been about as good as it could be. Jake's in much better shape. He's taller, much taller. He's got the reach on him. The only one thing that might cause Jake to have a slip up is if the crowd get on his back. Obviously, the crowd's a UK-based crowd. It's going to be for Deji, and that's the only thing that I can think of that might cause a little in. But as I say, much like JMX and Coach Richard, Jake's got the reach. He's also got the punching power as well. I don't know whether Deji has that ability to knock him out, and because Jake is fitter than Deji, if Deji can't knock Jake down, then it's going to go to the later rounds, and if the fitness comes into play, it's literally just going to be a case of Jake keeping Deji away with light jabs and scoring points and picking up points from the judges just by reaching out light jabs. So I'm going to go for Jake on this. The main event, it's supposed to be a co-main event, but let's be realistic, it's not here, it's a main event. KSI versus Logan Paul. But this is the closest fight. The reason that it's the closest fight is because at the weigh-in, Logan Paul came in at 86 kilograms, which is about 5 under what he said he was going to come in on the True Geordie podcast. JJ came in 84.9. A 1.1 kilogram difference in boxing is nothing. Now, obviously, Logan's got the height on him. He's got about 3 or 4 inches on JJ. Now, technically, by weight, reach, and height, Logan should have this in the bag. However, JJ, we know, has experience at the level, which is really important. Now, of course, Logan has experience wrestling in front of crowds of like 300 or 400 or 200 or 300, but nothing like 8,000. Now, obviously, the crowd are going to be on JJ's side, and against Logan, that could play a factor in. As we've seen in the 2 press conferences, Logan has lost his cool twice, in my opinion, and that was when a crowd, well, the first crowd wasn't on his back, but the second crowd was. And so I think that could play a really interesting dynamic here. They're both convinced that they're going to win, like 100%. Neither of them are playing up. They're both 100% convinced that it's going to win. I don't think KSI will knock Logan out. He might get a technical knockout, but he won't knock him down so that Logan can't answer a 10 count. JJ's punching power is being questioned, and with the head guards at an amateur level, the chances of that happening anyway are pretty slim, so I don't think we're going to see that. So if JJ wins, it's going to be on a technical or on points. Logan, on the other hand, could potentially knock JJ down so that he can't answer a 10 count. Once again, very unlikely, but if he hits, it's more likely to be that case if he hits him with a body shot rather than a head shot, because body shots can knock you down so you can't get up. Obviously, Logan's got punching power. We've seen it in various videos. So this is literally going to be a case of, for me anyway, speed against power and height against speed. JJ's going to need to get on the inside, which is completely different to how he fought against Joe, where he stayed back, he didn't have his guard up. JJ's going to have his guard up and get into the inside and work the body, rather than Logan, who's going to, once again, like Jake, he's going to be trying to reach out, utilising the jab. Now, honestly, my mind might have changed on this by the time this fight has started, but I'm going to go for KSI, and I'm a little worried that I'm being a little biased. I hope he wins. I want KSI to win, but yeah, as I say, this could really go either way, so it's really not a shot at Logan Paul. I think it'll be extremely interesting what happens afterwards. There is a contractual rematch, but based on various few things, so it's not a guarantee. Both of them have to agree to it. There's still some stuff that has to be done. Back in Vegas, I think they want to go for, which would be fantastic. But also there's the potential fights against Jake. If Jake beats Deji, Logan doesn't want any more of JJ. That fight could happen. There could be some brother beef that goes on as well. You might start seeing brother beef come into play. And also JJ wants to fight Rio Ferdinand as well. So the dynamic of what happens after is going to be great. It's going to be a great event. Make sure you join me by subscribing and drop a like on the video for more analysis on the creator field, and more specifically for this boxing. I've been Christian. As always, have a great day. Bye.
Alright. Yeah, subscribe, I guess. You know what you're doing here. There's the button. YouTube says you'll like this. That's my last one.